Good morning, dear students of HSC first year. Welcome to my online class. I am Amit Sadat, Assistant Professor of English. Hope you all are keeping fine by the grace of Almighty Allah. And you know that the second wave of coronavirus is going on. So please stay home and try to use mask when you go outside home. Today I will deliver a lecture on Unit 5, Lesson 2. And the title of today's unit is Art and Music, and the title of the lesson is Folk Music. So you know that folk music is very popular songs in our country. At first we have to know what is folk music. Folk music consists of songs and music of a community that are uninfluenced by any sophisticated musical rules or any standard music styles. Folk music refers to a particular genre of music which generates from the inner emotion of a community. This type of music is generally unaffected by sophisticated musical rules. Folk music is normally created when folk song, folk dance and folk tune are combined. Folk songs are composed by illiterate or semi-illiterate people. They are sung in groups or individually without having any regular practice. Without having any regular practice, they sang the folk song. And in fact, folk song is an explicit manifestation of the joys and sorrows of rural daily life. It also contains a strong emotive expression of human love and separation. So, dear learners, you will know today. We will know what is folk song, what is folk music, and there are a lot of folk music in our country. There are gambhira, there are roof beating song, shari gan, jari gan, bhatiyali song, bhavaiya song, and wedding song, etc. Today we will read the text thoroughly. We will know the folk music. After that, we will practice some open-ended questions. I have made a summary for you. I have made a vocabulary for you. And we will practice some MCQ type of questions, clause test with clues and clause test without clues. For a better discussion, I have made a slide presentation. So, let's go to the slide presentation and enjoy today's class. Okay, dear learners, before going to start today's class discussion, let's have a look on today's class outline. From today's class, you may know Unit 5, Lesson 2, and the title of today's lesson is Folk Song. I'll read the text with annotation, and now after that I have made a summary of the passage. Then I have made a vocabulary for you with synonyms and antonyms. Then then option 4, choose the best answer. I have made some MCQ type of questions for you for your practice. Then clause test with clues for practice and clause test without clues for practice. And you know that this type of clause test may come from the text or may come from out of text, that is non-textual questions. So you have to prepare yourself to answer any type of questions which whether it may be textual or whether it may be non-textual. And now after that I will discuss some open-ended questions to understand the passage in a befitting way. You now see the picture. There is some picture of art and music, and today's lesson is folk music. Let's start the text. Folk music consists of songs and music of a community that are uninfluenced by any sophisticated musical rules or any standard music styles. Bangladesh has a heritage of rich folk music which includes both religious and secular songs. Here you can see a picture of some musical instrument of folk song which is called Ektara. Now, folk music may be described as that type of ancient music which springs from the heart of a community, based on their natural style of expression and influenced by the rules of classical music and modern popular songs. Here is another beautiful instrument which is called khol, and this is another very important musical instrument for our folk song in Bangladesh. Any mode or form created by the combination of tune, voice and dance may be described as music. Thus, the combination of folk song, folk dance and folk tune may be called folk music. I repeat the line. Thus, the combination of folk song, folk dance and folk tune may be called folk music. For example, baul songs are a combination of tune, music and dance. And you can see another very beautiful musical instrument of our folk song, that is called khamak. It is called khamak and it is a very beautiful musical instrument of our country. Folk music has the following characteristics. There are some features of folk music, or there are some characteristics of folk music. Number one, it is composed by rural folk on the basis of ancient rules transmitted orally. Number two, these ancient rules of music have not been influenced by classical or modern music. Number three, folk songs may be sung in groups or individually. And there is another beautiful instrument, dear learners. It is called damaru, and it is very interesting as well. Now, another characteristic is no regular practice is required for folk music. You know, it is very important characteristic, because if you want to sing a song, if you want to sing a baul song, or if you want to sing a folk song, no regular practice is required for folk song. Number five, it is composed and performed by illiterate or semi-illiterate people. Number six, it is a spontaneous expression in easy language, local dialect and simple tune. Number seven, both words and tune are appealing. Here is another our local instrument which is used in our folk song or baul song. Number eight, that is another characteristic of folk song. Despite its universal appeal, it uses local dialect. Dialect means Anchalik Bhasha. And another feature is it depends upon nature and the rural environment. And another characteristic is it is an explicit manifestation of the joys and sorrows of daily life. Number 11, it uses simple and natural rhythms. Simple and natural rhythms are used in our folk song. Number 12, it contains a strong emotive expression of human love and separation. It contains a strong emotive expression of human love and separation. So our folk song actually say our expression, our emotion, our passion, and it is composed according to our life, according to our nation, according to our local area, etc. And there is another beautiful picture of Ektara. It is also used in our folk song, in our baul song, etc. And different folk songs belonging to different regions of Bangladesh are listed below. It is very important thing. Different folk song belonging to different region. Number 1, baul and spiritual songs. These types of songs we can see in Birbhum and Kustia. So baul song, if you want to hear the baul song, you can go to Kustia. Here you can see a mazar of our sadhak baul. Now Jarigan, which you can see from Dhaka, Mymensingh, Sylhet, Faridpur, Murshidabad. The people of Dhaka, Sylhet, Faridpur and Murshidabad, Mymensingh are used to hear the song of Jarigan. Then Bhavaiya, you can heard the song of Bhavaiya from Kuch Bihar, Rajshahi, Dinajpur, Rangpur and Pabna. Then Gambhira. Gambhira is a very famous song for the people of Rajshahi and Malda. The people of Rajshahi and Malda are habituated to hear the beautiful song of Gambhira. Wedding songs. This is a kind of song which you can see all regions, which you can hear all regions of Bangladesh. There is another different type of song, that is roof beating songs. The northern region of Bangladesh, you can see the northern region of Bangladesh, this type of song, that is roof beating song. Then Sharigan, the lower marshy regions of Sylhet and Mymensingh. The lower marshy regions of Sylhet and Mymensingh people are sung Sharigan. Then Bhatiali, nearly all regions of Bangladesh, you can see or you can heard or you can hear the song of Bhatiali song. Then pastoral songs. Pastoral songs, you can heard this type of song from Dhaka, Mymensingh, Faridpur, Sylhet and Hobbyganj. So there are a lot of types. There are a lot of types of songs in Bangladesh. Sharigan, Bhatiali, Bhavaiya, wedding song, pastoral song, Gambhira, etc. So these are the folk songs of Bangladesh. Okay, dear learners, now I have made a summary of the passage. If you want to get a clear concept of the passage, then please try to read the summary of the passage and it will make your conception clear. Folk music refers to a particular genre of music which generates from the inner emotion of a community. This type of music is generally unaffected by sophisticated musical rules. Folk music is normally created when folk song, folk dance and folk tune are combined. Folk songs are composed by illiterate or semi-illiterate people. They are sung in groups or individually without having any regular practice. In fact, folk song is an explicit manifestation of the joys and sorrows of rural daily life. It also contains a strong emotive expression of human love and separation. So this is the summary of the passage. Okay, dear learners, here is the vocabulary of the passage, and I would like to request all my students to make a good and strong and rich vocabulary so that you can do well in your coming exam. Okay, there is the first word, community. Community is a noun and its Bengali meaning is Samproday, and its synonyms are association, body, society, tribe, class and race, and its antonyms are singleness and isolation. Then uninfluenced. Uninfluenced is an adjective. Its Bengali meaning is aprabhavito. Its synonyms are unaffected, not influenced, and its antonyms are affected and influenced. Sophisticated. Sophisticated is an adjective and its Bengali meaning is ottadhunik, and its synonyms are subtle, ultramodern, adulterated, and its antonyms are reformed, unsophisticated. There is another word, standard. Standard is an adjective and its Bengali meaning is manshammoto, and its synonyms are typical, uniform, regular, and antonyms are substandard and non-standard. Heritage. Heritage is a noun. Its Bengali meaning is oitijjo, and its synonyms are legacy, inheritance, tradition, and its antonym is novelty. Secular. Secular
is an adjective and its Bengali meaning is parthibo, and its synonyms are worldly, temporal and profane, and its antonyms are religious and spiritual. Okay, here are some more vocabulary, some more words. Ancient is an adjective and its Bengali meaning is prachin, and its synonyms are old, aged and primitive, and its antonyms are modern and current. Combination is a noun. Its Bengali meaning is samonnoy. Its synonyms are unification, alliance, amalgamation and association, and its antonyms are disruption and separation. Orally. Orally is an adverb and its Bengali meaning is moukik bhabe. Its synonyms is in oral way and its antonym is in written way. That is, orally means in oral way and its opposite is in written way. Then classical. Classical is an adjective. Its Bengali meaning is Sharbotkrisht and its synonyms are excellent, pleasant and polished, and its antonyms are uncouth and inferior. Then individually. Individually is an adverb and its Bengali meaning is ekok bhabe, and its synonyms are singly, someone or somebody, and its antonyms are generally and together. Spontaneous. Spontaneous is an adjective and its Bengali meaning is shatoshfurto. Its synonyms are involuntary, instinctive and explicit, and its antonyms are coercive and deliberate. Dialect. Dialect is a new word for this passage and it is a very important word. Dialect is a noun. Its Bengali meaning is Ancholik Bhasha, and its synonyms are local language or parlance, and its antonyms are standard formal language. Standard or formal language. So dialect is a formal and informal language, and antonym is formal language. Here are some more words. Explicit is an adjective and its Bengali meaning is shatoshfurto, and its synonyms are spontaneous, clearly and fully expressed, and antonyms are implicit or induced. Manifestation. Manifestation is a noun. Its Bengali meaning is prakash, and synonyms are expression, declaration, disclosure, and its antonyms are concealment. Emotive. Emotive is also a new word in this passage, and emotive means abegig, and its synonyms are passionate and excited, and its antonyms are indifferent, realistic and objective. Riverine. Riverine is an adjective. Its meaning is nodimatrik. So riverine means nodimatrik. Its synonyms are near or relating to the river or the banks of rivers, and it has no antonyms. Now genera. The pronunciation of this word is genera. Genera is a noun. Its Bengali meaning is rakom othoba dharon, and its synonyms are style, form or kind. Style, form or kind means genre. Now metaphor. Metaphor is a noun. Its Bengali meaning is upoma, and its synonyms are a compressed simile or allegory, and its antonyms are literal, actual or real. We will discuss the MCQ type of questions. Choose the correct answer from the alternatives. I have made some MCQ questions for your practice. You can give your answer in the comment box, or after the discussion you can also write the answer in your khatas. Okay, let's start. Question A. What could be the closest meaning for sophistication? Sophisticated. Okay, option 1 latest, option 2 old, option 3 last, and option 4 past. So I think the correct answer is latest. So what could be the closest meaning for sophisticated, I think latest is the correct answer. Now question B, the word heritage refers to. The word heritage refers to. Option 1 here, option 2 tradition, option 3 legitimacy, and option 4 intimacy. So I think tradition is the correct answer. The word heritage refers to tradition. Now question C, the word natural could be replaced by. The word natural could be replaced by what? Option 1 artificial, option 2 spontaneous, option 3 deliberate, and option 4 wanton. And I think spontaneous is the correct answer. For question C, option 2 spontaneous is the correct answer. Here are some more questions, dear learners. Now question D, folk music emanates from the dash of a community. Folk music emanates from the dash of a community. So what will be the correct answer? Option 1 background, option 2 heart, option 3 core, and option 4 inside. So which will be the correct answer? I think option 2 heart is the correct answer. Folk music emanates from the heart of a community. So you can see the meaning of the sentence, folk music emanates from the heart of a community. So it comes from the heart of our community, from the heart of a singer, from the heart of a nation. Question E, the synonym of mystical is. The synonym of mystical is option 1 dull, option 2 material, option 3 classical, and option 4 spiritual. So what will be the correct answer for the synonym of mystical means spiritual. So I think option 4 spiritual is the correct answer for the synonym of mystical. Ancient music springs from. So question F, ancient music springs from. Option 1 folk tune, option 2 classical music, option 3 modern music, and option 4 the heart of the community. Ancient music springs from where? From where? I think option 4 the heart of a community is the correct answer. Ancient music springs from the heart of a community. Question G, dash comprise folk music. Dash comprise. So which will be the correct answer for this gap? Option 1 standard music styles, is sophisticated musical rules, songs and music of a community, a type of ancient music. So which will be the correct answer for gap? I think option 3 songs and music of a community comprise folk song is the correct answer. Songs and music of a community. Songs and music of a community. Okay, here are some more questions also. Question H, what is folk music based on? What is folk music based on? Option 1 influence of the rules of classical music, option 2 influence of the rules of modern music, option 3 natural style of expression, and option 4 any mode or form. So which will be the correct answer for question H? I think option 3 is the correct answer, natural style of expression. Natural style of expression is the correct answer for question H. That is, folk music is based on natural style of expression. Folk music is based on natural style of expression. Now question I, no regular practice is required for folk music because option 1 it is devoid of any sense, option 2 it is uninfluenced by the rules, option 3 it is artificial, and option 4 it is secular song. So which will be the correct answer, dear learners? Please try to give your answer in the inbox. I think option 2 is the correct answer. It is uninfluenced by the rules. So no regular practice is required for folk song or folk music because it is uninfluenced by the rules. Because if you want to sing a folk song then you should not maintain any kind of rules. Question J. Which of the following statements is not true about folk music? Which of the following statements is not true about folk music? Option 1, it is composed by rural folk. Option 2, it is influenced by classical music. Option 3, it is not influenced by modern music. And option 4, it is composed by illiterate people. So which will be the correct answer for question J? I think option 2 is the correct answer. It is influenced by classical music. Which of the following statement is not true about folk music? Actually, folk music is not influenced by classical music, or no classical rules maintained in this type of song. Now question K. Folk music is a spontaneous expression. Folk music is a spontaneous expression. So which will be the correct answer? Option 1, in complex tune. Option 2, in foreign dialect. Option 3, in easy language. And option 4, in difficult voice. So which will be the correct answer for question K? I think option 3 is the correct answer, in easy language. Folk music is a spontaneous expression in easy language. Here is a typing mistake. This is not option 2, option 3. This is option 3 is the correct answer. Folk music depends upon option 1, local dialect. Option 2, tune and voice. Option 3, nature and the rural environment. And option 4, the joys and sorrows of daily life. So which will be the correct answer? Folk music depends upon, option 3 is the correct answer, nature and the rural environment. Nature and the rural environment is the correct answer. Now question M. The purpose of the author of the passage is. The purpose of the author of the passage is option 1, to show the good sides of folk music. Option 2, to highlight the bad sides of folk music. Option 3, to show the future of folk music. And option 4, to highlight the characteristics of folk music. I think option 4 is the correct answer, to highlight the characteristics of folk music. I repeat question M. The purpose of the author of the passage is to show the good sides of folk music, to highlight the bad sides of folk music, to show the future of folk music, and option 4, to highlight the characteristics of folk music. And I think option 4 is the correct answer. The purpose of the author of the passage is to highlight the characteristics of folk music. Now question N. Folk music is the product of. Folk music is the product of option 1, highly educated people. Option 2, sophisticated music expert. Option 3, common rural people. And option 4, religious philosophers. So which will be the correct answer for question N? I think option 3 is the correct answer. Folk music is the product of common rural people. Folk music is the product of option 3, common rural people is the correct answer. That is, folk song is for the common people. Now question O. Folk music is not ruled by. Folk music is not ruled by. Option 1, classical music. Option 2, modern musical rules. Option 3, emotion and spiritual thoughts. And option 4, both 1 and 2 are correct. So which will be the correct answer? I think option 4 is the correct answer. Folk music is not ruled by classical music, and folk music is not ruled by modern musical rules. So option 4 is the correct answer. Both 1 and 2 are correct for folk music. Now dear learners, here is the solution to question 1. We have already discussed the MCQ type of questions and their answers. Now you can check it out. You can write it in your khata, or you can check your answer who have joined my live class and who have already answer who have already give their answer in the comment box. They can check this answer script. For question A, option 1 latest is the correct answer. For question B, option 2 tradition is the correct answer. For question C, option 2 spontaneous is the correct answer. For question D, option 2 heart is the correct answer. For question E, option 4 spiritual is the correct answer. For question F, option 4 the heart of a community is the correct answer. For question G, option 3 songs and music of a community is the correct answer. For question H, option 3 natural style of expression is the correct answer. For question I, option 2 it is uninfluenced by the rules is the correct answer. For question J, option 2 it is influenced by classical rule or classical music is the correct answer. For question K, option 3 in easy language is the correct answer. For question L, option 3 nature and the rural environment is the correct answer. For question M, option 4 to highlight the characteristic of folk music is the correct answer. For question N, option 3 common rural people is the correct answer. For question O, option 4 both 1 and 2 are correct. So these are the answer of MCQ type of questions, and I think you have enjoyed a lot this type of MCQ type of questions, and those who are with my live class, they are enjoying really a great. Now cross test with clues. This passage I have also I have also said that this type of with clues or without clues may come from textual or from non-textual, but the students who have read the passage thoroughly and carefully, I think they can answer this type of clause test with clues or without clues very easily, because text is the main focus of our HSC first year. Here are 12 clues, and among these 12 clues there are 10 clues are correct. You have to choose one word for each gap, and there may be some grammatical change, and you have to change some grammatical change according to the laws, according to the wanting of this gap. So there are some clues: culture, combine, music, uninfluenced, springs, include, quality, call, create, community, describe, and reach. So there are 12 clues. Among these 12 clues, you have to choose 10 clues to fill the gaps. Okay, let's start. Folk music consists of songs and music of community that are uninfluenced by any sophisticated musical rules or any standard music style. I have taken this passage from your text, so I again say I again want to say I again request my students to read the text carefully. Bangladesh has the heritage of option A, gap A. Which will be the correct answer for gap A? I think rich is the correct answer. Bangladesh has the heritage of rich folk music. Which? Gap B. Which will be the correct answer for gap B? Here is a clue, include, but there should be a grammatical change which includes both religious and secular songs. Folk music may be gap C as that type of ancient music which gap D from the heart of gap E. So for gap C, which will be the correct answer? Here is the word describe. You have to use it as described, because there may be after be verb you have to change it as described. Folk music may be described as that type of ancient music which gap D. Which will be the correct answer for gap D? Springs. Spring, which springs from the heart of gap E. Which will be the correct answer for gap E? Community. You can write down community for gap E. So I repeat the line. Folk music may be described as that type of ancient music which springs from the heart of community based on their natural style of expression. Natural style of expression for gap F. Which will be the correct answer? Here is a word uninfluenced. So you can use uninfluenced for gap F. Based on their natural style of expression, uninfluenced by the rules of classical music and modern popular songs. Any mode or form gap G by the combination of tune, voice and dance may be described as gap H. So which will be the correct answer for gap G? Here is a word create. You have to change it as created. Any mode or form created by the combination of tune, voice and dance may be described as music. So you can use music for gap H. Thus, the combination of folk song, folk dance and folk tune may be dash folk music. So which will be the correct answer for gap I? Here is call and you can change it as called. So folk dance and folk tune may be called folk music. For example, baul songs are a dash of tune, music and dance. So which will be the correct answer for J? Here is a word combine. You have to change it as combination. For example, baul songs are a combination of tune, music and dance. So this is the passage of clause test with clues, and now we will see the answer also. Dear learners, here is the solution to question 2, that is a solution of clause test with clues, which we have already discussed, and you have given your answer in the comment box. Now check it out. For gap A, reach is the correct answer. For gap B, includes is the correct answer. For gap C, described as is correct answer. For gap D, springs is correct answer. For gap E, community is the correct answer. For gap F, uninfluenced is the correct answer. For gap G, created is the correct answer. For gap H, music is the correct answer. For gap I, called is the correct answer. For gap J, combination is the correct answer. So this is the solution of question 2. Please check it out and you can write it in your khata. Now cross test without clues. Dear learners, you know that you have already studied the passage ethic and manners, and I have chosen this clause test without clues from your text from ethic and manners. Okay, let's start. We have two terms to dash our social behavior, ethic and manners. We have two terms to dash our social behavior. So which will be the correct answer? Here describe is the correct answer. We have we have two terms to describe our social behavior, ethic and manners. Ethic is a French word and it means the rules of dash behavior in society. So which will be the correct answer for gap B? You have to think at first, then you have to change any kind of grammatical change if it is necessary, then write it in your khata, or those who are with my live class, you can give your answer in the comment box. So here for gap B, correct is the correct answer. Ethic is a French word and it means the rules of correct behavior in society. The word manners means the behavior that is considered to be polite in a gap C society or girl. So which will be the correct answer for gap C? Particular is the correct answer. The word manners means the behavior that is considered to be polite in a particular society or culture. Manners can be good or dash. So it is very easy, can be good or bad. For example, it is a bad manner to speak with food in one's mouth. It is a bad manner to speak with food in one's mouth. No one likes a bad-mannered person. No one likes a bad-mannered person. Remember that dash and manners vary from culture to culture and from society to society. So, which will be the correct answer for gap E? I think etiquette is the correct answer. Remember that etiquette and manners vary from culture to culture and from society to society. So for gap F, society is the correct answer. We learn etiquette and manners from our parents, families and various. Gap G. So which will be the correct answer for gap G? I think institutions is the correct answer. We learn etiquette and manners from our parents, families and various institutions such as schools, colleges or H bodies. Which will be the correct answer for gap H? I think professional bodies. So I repeat the line. We learn etiquette and manners from our parents, families and various institutions such as schools, colleges or professional bodies. There are rules of behavior for all kinds of social occasions and it is dash to learn them and practice them in everyday life. So which will be the correct answer for gap I? I think important. So it is important to learn them and practice them in everyday life. The manners that are correct in a wedding reception will not do in a debating club. So therefore we have to be dash about ethic and manners. So which will be the correct answer for gap J? I think careful is the correct answer. You can also write another word or another clue for fill the gap. Therefore we have to be careful about etiquette and manners. So this is the clause test with clues, and after the clause test without clues, here is the solution to question 3. We have already discussed clause test without clues and what will be the answer. You can write the answer in your khata, and those who are already given their answer in the comment box, they can check it out. For gap A, describe is the correct answer. For gap B, correct is the correct answer. For gap C, particular is the correct answer. For gap D, bad is the correct answer. For gap E, etiquette is the correct answer. For gap F, society is the correct answer. For gap G, institutions is the correct answer. For gap H, professional is the correct answer. For gap I, important is the correct answer. And for gap J, careful is the correct answer. So now let's go for another question. Now answer the following question, that is, there are some open-ended or short type of questions. You can write this type of answer according to your own way, according to your own language. I have just made a sample for you which will help you to write the answer and which will help you how to write this type of short question in your exam script. So question A, what do you mean by folk music according to the text? What do you mean by folk music according to the text? Very important question, and the answer is folk music is a kind of song and music which springs from the heart of a community based on their natural style of expression and influenced by the rules of classical music and modern popular songs. So this is the very good answer for question A. Now question B, what does folk music reflect? What does folk music reflect? And the answer is folk music is created by the combination of tune, voice and dance. Folk music is created by the combination of tune, voice and dance, and it reflects the culture, festivals, views of life, natural beauty, rivers and rural and riverine life. Moreover, differences in the natural environment are reflected in the people of the different regions. So here is the answer of question B. Now question C. How are mystical songs composed of? How are mystical songs composed of? And the answer is mystical songs are composed using the metaphors of different rivers and boats. So mystical songs are composed of using different metaphors of different rivers and boats. Question D. What makes the Bhattiyali an important genre? What makes the Bhattiyali an important genre? And the answer is our country being basically riverine, the Bhattiyali, one of the mystical forms of folk songs, forms an important genre of folk music. So basically Bhattiyali is the mystical song, and it is the song of our riverine country, it is the song of our boatmen, it is the song of our regional country as well. Now question E. What are the reasons of great variety in folk music? What are the reasons of great variety in folk music? And dear learners, we have already discussed about the variety of folk music. There are Bhavaiya, Bhattiyali, Shari, Gambhira, roop beating song, wedding song, a lot of type of folk music in our country. Now the answer is folk music is formed and developed as per the local environment. Differences in the natural environment are reflected in the people of different regions. The dialects also vary across the different regions. These are the reasons why folk music varies from areas to areas. Now question F. Give a definition of folk music. So what will be the definition of folk music? Folk music is that type of music which is not influenced by any sophisticated musical rules or any standard style of music. So actually folk music have no rules or no standard style. This type of song comes from our region or regional song or from our different regions. Question G. What do you know about ancient music and how it is associated with folk music? Very important question. What do you know about ancient music and how it is associated with folk music? And the answer is ancient music springs from the heart of a community based on the natural style of expression uninfluenced by the rules of classical music and modern popular songs. Folk music is a type of ancient music, thus it is associated with ancient music. I repeat the answer again. Ancient music springs from the heart of a community based on the natural style of expression uninfluenced by the rules of classical music and modern popular songs. Folk music is a type of ancient music that it is associated with ancient music. Very good answer. Thank you, dear learners. Now it's time to go. I think you have enjoyed a lot. We have already discussed the passage. We have discussed the folk song, various types of folk songs in our country. We have discussed the passage. We have discussed the summary of the passage. We have practiced some MCQ type of questions, clause test with clues, clause test without clues, and we have also discussed some different short questions relating to the passage. And I think this will help you understand the passage a lot. Now we have passing a very critical moment. The second wave of COVID-19 is going on, so please stay home and stay safe and try to use mask when you go outside of home. Okay, God bless you. Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum.